Ongoing fire and counter-fire over the same-sex debate, and the Catholic Church Archbishop of Nairobi Diocese, Philip Anyolo, is the latest to add his voice to the ongoing debate in the country. The Archbishop has questioned the Supreme Court over its ruling on the freedom of association for the controversial LGBTQ community. Well, last Friday, the Supreme Court of Kenya said the decision to deny members of that community a right to register as an NGO despite homosexuality being illegal in the nation was discriminatory. The Catholic Church now calls it an act of Satanism.
LGBT is not something that is human and is not something that should be introduced in our country. It's a culture that is not African, it's a culture that is not Kenyan, it's a culture that is not Christian. We know very well from Christian understanding that in the beginning, God created man, and he created man and woman in his own image. And he said it was good after doing that. He appraised himself and he appraised what he had created. We know this man and human, he gave them blessings to go and procreate as such. So we want to say this stands as a Catholic Church teaching and also the teaching of those people goodwill who believe and understand the meaning of God's own creation. Man and man is not God's own image. Woman and woman is not God's own image. And we insist again still, let us look at the beginnings of things. He created man and woman in his own image and he said it was good.
Well, leaders in Baringo, Uasin Gishu and Nandi counties have condemned the Supreme Court of Kenya's verdict allowing the members of the LGBTQ community to be allowed registered as a non-governmental organization. The leaders termed the verdict as disgraceful and insensitive to the African tradition and culture, stating that as the members of parliament and the clergy, they will do anything within the law to subdue such verdict in parliament.
The decision by the Supreme Court on February 24th allowing the LGBTQ community in Kenya to register associations has sparked uproar from different religious groups, as the hashtag Say No to LGBTQ in Kenya has been trending for the past week. Now, more leaders in Tiati have come out to condemn the verdict.
Sasa hiyo itakuwaje? Si ni hayo ni maneno ya kishetani. Na tunakemea katika jina la Yesu. Hiyo maneno tunakataa katika jina la Yesu.
Hakuna sheria ambayo ni kubwa kuliko ingine ama ndogo kuliko ingine. Sheria ile iko kwa constitution yetu ya Kenya ambayo imeweka kwamba familia ni mwanamume na mwanamke ndio wanakutana ndio form family. Sasa hakuna sheria nyingine inashinda hiyo.
The members of parliament from Tiati say that they will do anything within the law to subdue such verdict in parliament. Meanwhile, the clergy from Mwingi region have called the Supreme Court's verdict outrageous and against African culture.
We want to thank His Excellency the President William Samoei Ruto for coming out very clearly at a time like this to stand and declare such a things will never happen in our country, Kenya.
Eldoret Catholic Diocese Bishop Dominic Kimengich, with some of the leaders from Nandi County, have criticized the Supreme Court decision, stating that this can damage the future generations.
We will live a united country that believes in moral values and morals. We say no to any registration of NGOs that are going to promote homosexualism and lesbianism.
We cannot be able to sit and watch Bishop officiating a marriage between a man and a man. In fact, in our culture, men and men do not even have to.
Well, still on the same debate, the United States of America ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, says that there is no linkage between the food relief provided by her government and Kenya's stand on the LGBTQ. Speaking while touring Kajiado County, Whitman said the U.S. respects Kenya's position on gay rights. This comes a day after President William Ruto stated that gayism remains outlawed in the country.
We respect every country's point of view on what position they want to take on this, and we will respect that. But of course, our democratic values and the way we feel is different, and that's okay. Countries have differences. We have a very strong working relationship over many years, and I think the Kenyan government probably knows the U.S. perspective. In fact, I know they do, but we also respect Kenya's right on this particular issue. But I want to underscore there is absolutely no linkage at all between that food and drought relief and Kenya's stance on LGBTQ.